Amador Marquez, 57-year-old EMT, Harlingen, Texas. A courageous Navy vet and firefighter. He was a poet who loved Marvel movies. A doting uncle, he collected Hot Wheels and gave one to every child he transported. Danny Marks, 56-year-old PT assistant. Christus Health, St. Elizabeth's Hospital, Beaumont, Texas. Died of COVID-19, April 17. He did not have protective equipment available, nor was he warned that one of his patients was being tested for COVID. These are healthcare workers who died caring for others with COVID-19. Each one has a picture, maybe a few, showing them in their fire helmet or a quinceanera dress, holding up a prize catch or horsing with their kids. They form a long roll that stretches all the way back to April. It's a Twitter feed called US HCWs Lost to COVID-19. HCWs stands for Healthcare Workers. It was started by a healthcare worker, Dr. Claire Rezba of Richmond, Virginia. She noticed that these ultimate sacrifices made by frontline workers in the pandemic were being misreported, swept under the rug, or ignored completely.
Mid-April, the CDC came out with their first documentation, and I think their number was about 27. And by that time, I had over 100. I think I had close to 150. And that was just enraging that one little person with Google could find all these names and the CDC was saying 27.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after that, it became more of a mission, and I got a little obsessed with finding everybody I could find to make sure that those losses were being recognized.
Right, absolutely.
And respected. Yeah. Well, I mean, so many of them aren't even being reported in the media. They just kind of go unspoken. The CDC does put out numbers. They're just inaccurate. They're just incredibly inaccurate. I think their count is, I think the last time they put something out, it was 957 or something like that. It was under 1,000.
2 weeks.
Yeah,
2 weeks ago.
under 1,000,
yes.
Right? At the same time, the CMS data for nursing homes has well over 1,000 employees just in nursing homes. Like, that is also federal data. So you have two federal agencies that are telling you incongruent numbers.
Right.
It's just the CDC's numbers are wildly inaccurate.
Okay, and in comparison, how many have you eulogized in your feed?
I think it's about 1,700, give or take. I stopped keeping an Excel sheet because that's also very time consuming. Yeah, but it's somewhere around there. Maybe more now.
That's almost double.
Yeah, and it's also not, I think it's probably a quarter, if I would guess. Like, occasionally a hospital will put out a list of all their employees, and I'll compare, all their employees that died, and I'll compare what they're releasing to what I already had, and I'll have, 25 to 30% of those names. So if I'm extrapolating, I think it's a quarter. I think I have a quarter of what the actual number is. Maybe less.
Music anywhere and trying new makeup and hairstyles. She leaves a grieving family. Erica Guillen, 47-year-old healthcare worker. OBGYN private practice, El Paso, Texas. Died of COVID-19 November 2nd. Her father passed away 2 weeks later from a broken heart. Leroy Lee Hernandez, 72-year-old LVN. At a Canyon Lake Infirmary, Texas. Died of COVID-19 in July. He was a Vietnam vet serving in two different branches, a Gold Star father and a deeply loved community servant, father, and friend. Your eye for the telling detail in your eulogies. You write very short eulogies, a lot of times only a couple sentences, but your eye for the telling detail is really, really touching.
Thank you. I actually try really hard to humanize the person that I'm talking about.
Yeah, for the numbers of people that you deal with, it's really, I don't know, you can get pretty emotional just reading the feed, so I can only imagine what it's like for you uncovering all these different people and thinking about them.
Yeah, it's actually really painful at this point. Yeah. It's really
How are
hard.
you doing? How are you?
Okay. I mean, I'm okay. I'm really angry that I'm still doing it at 10 months. I mean, I think it's 10 months in that I've been doing it. I think I started the end of March. I thought, worst case scenario, I'd be doing it into the early summer. And that's not what's happened. I mean, I'm getting to the point where I'm concerned I'm going to have to start specifying the year. Like March 17th of what year?
Oh, yes.
So it's hard. And I found one that was probably the last one that died of 2020. And I think I found the first one of 2021. And they died within minutes of the new year. And it's just that was really shocking to think about that we've entered a whole new year and I still am doing this.
Yeah.
It's really disappointing and it's infuriating, and I wish people would take it a little more seriously.
Yes. How are you coping with this? With this
I mean, I'm okay. I mean, I feel like it's important to do. I would like to stop. I don't know how to stop. I don't know. I just feel like I have to do it now.
Do you have any messages you want to get across?
I just really want people to take it seriously. That healthcare workers have been dying for 10 months of this virus because our patients won't take it seriously. Just, wear your mask. It's your turn to get the vaccine. Get the vaccine. We need to take care of each other.
COVID-19. For the People's News, this is John Moeller reporting. Gentle bedside manner with his little patients and their parents, but was also a vivacious dancer. He leaves a heartsick family. Ashley Halverson, 33 years old, CNA and CMA, Edgewood Vista, Minot, North Dakota, died of COVID-19 November 3rd. She was a newlywed and the mother of 2 young boys. She had just completed her master's degree to pursue her dream of becoming a counselor. Sylvie Robertson, 51-year-old nurse, Hopewell, Virginia, died of COVID-19 1 hour into the new year. She was supposed to teach her daughter how to make special Christmas prime rib. Instead, she spent the holiday on a ventilator.